All right, folks, I just have to ask this. How is this possible in America? Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal helping the Connecticut Communist Party celebrate their 102nd anniversary over the weekend. Connecticut Senator Blumenthal helping his Connecticut communist comrades to celebrate. I think it's a remarkable story, and it deserves some visibility, and we're going to give it to him. Joining us now to weigh in on this, Monica Crowley is former Assistant Treasury Secretary, and Mark Simone, WOR radio host. Let me just read you. There's some wonderful things here. I am really excited and honored to be with you today and share in this remarkable occasion. I am recognizing the awardees for their commitment to organizing priorities that address racial equity, climate change, voting rights, and the common good. They were selected for fighting for the rights of essential and all, regardless of immigration status, workers during the pandemic. One more. There's a lot to be working for in economic justice, in racial equity, in establishing a $15 minimum wage. The only problem I have with that is that communists want to take over the means of production. I mean, everybody would be getting a minimum wage. But Monica Crowley, even though Mark has a place in Connecticut and I do too, I want to start with you. We'll put your fresh eyeballs on this.
Yes.
Here is a long-serving United States senator showing up at this Connecticut Communist Party birthday party. I just find that incredible.
And his speech is Workers of the World Unite, right? So he's directly on point with Karl Marx. Look, this is the same guy.
Have you seen that? Take a look at the full screen.
Okay.
You just got to see the full screen. Blumenthal and Karl
Marx. Yes, yes. They have a resemblance, Larry, don't you think?
Just saying.
Look, this is the same guy who lied about serving in Vietnam, so
Indeed.
Nobody should be surprised of any of the stuff that he does. But I remember years ago, Larry, talking about how the Democratic Party was being taken over by socialists who were clearly and unapologetically along the lines of Marxism and Leninism. And I mean, I got attacked and criticized, and that was too extreme. Now, socialism is actually too soft a word, because you've got out communists, Marxists, who are not only taking over the Democratic Party, running the Democratic Party. You have people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you've got Bill de Blasio. These are true Marxist revolutionaries. And the problem for the country, Larry, is this is not just one or two outliers like Senator Blumenthal. This is actually where all of the activism and the energy are in the Democratic Party. So the party is now made up not just of socialists who have a different view on economics or where the country should be, but actually seek to tear down free market capitalism and replace it with Marxism.
So I love that, by the way, the reporters who did this story said he thanked his fellow travelers for helping him fight for an equitable, fair America. As a resident of Connecticut, Mark, I'm wondering if there's a Reading chapter of the Communist Party. Maybe I can tap in. But really, this is a pretty unbelievable story, is it not?
The truth is, this is very embarrassing for the Communist Party. What the heck are you doing associating with Richard Blumenthal? Mark should be rolling over in his grave. You're comparing him to Blumenthal?
Oh.
First of all, what kind of communist is this? He's a wealthy guy living in a mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut. This is your communist? He's the Jussie Smollett of Vietnam. He was never there.
That's right.
Lied about it.
That's right.
Remember the captain of the Harvard swim team? It turned out he was never even on the swim team. He's got a history of lies. I hate to say it, Connecticut, he's your Chuck Schumer. We got a guy just like this. Typical bureaucrat, useless, will go anywhere, say anything if he thinks it'll help him.
Which is more woke, Mark? Socialists or communists? Which is more woke? That could be a very important distinction. Monica was sort of going there, but I thought I'd give it to you.
Well, every time they get a word, they hate it. They were liberals, and they hated that. Then they're progressives, they hated that. Now they're woke. Wait 5 minutes, it'll be a different word.
One more. The producers are yelling at me, but I'm going to ignore them for the moment. I don't know if either of you realize, but Monica, you can take the lead on this quickly. Did you know that New York City is much safer now than when Bill de Blasio took office, despite the fact that we've had record murder rates? But de Blasio is telling us it's much safer. You're each going to get a whack
according
at this.
to him,
You first.
yes. Well,
Did you know that?
The left
You're
are
a long-time resident of New York. Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, I live de Blasio's crime policies on the street every day in New York City, and it's definitely not true. The left are masters at gaslighting. This is clearly untrue. He doesn't care that it's untrue. He's leaving in 2 weeks. Murders are up in New York City 37% on his way out from when he entered the mayoralty. 37%. All manner of crime is up in New York, and it's a direct result of his left-wing policies, from cashless bail to not prosecuting lower-level crimes.
And Mark, it's interesting coming from Madam Psaki, who some people are calling the Baghdad Bob of this administration, but that these smash and loot routines, she is blaming the retailers. It's the retailers' fault for not locking up the merchandise correctly every night. Now, I don't know if de Blasio was engaged in the looting or not, but New York is a safer place as a result of Bill Blasio. Is that fair?
He tried to say this on NPR the other day, and even the host there got crazy and started arguing with him. If you listen to de Blasio's argument, it was that arrests are down, but that's because he handcuffed the police. Incarceration is down 50%. But that's because he let out the criminals.
Right.
Meantime, we've got homeless, menacing people. We've got mental patients all over the street. We've got looting. We've got mugging. This is the argument why you shouldn't legalize marijuana. I mean, look what happens.
Oh, I like that.
Look what happens.
Very interesting.
It's affected him.
I know. That's right. So we got a communist in Connecticut, and I don't know what we have.
And a communist on his way out the door in New York
Right.
City.
I was going to say, right? Don't let your rear end hit the door when you're out of the city. Mark